We are going back to old school. We are going back to old school. I haven't been so excited for an episode. If you're watching, you will see I'm in the car because I'm about to just talk to you. My mic is not working. I've got wires upon wires. My Apple computer is dead because I haven't charged it. You might hear all kinds of noise in the background. You might hear the car. You might hear this. You might hear that. But isn't that fitting for this episode's title? Isn't that fitting? How to stay in your feminine, how to stay in your feminine energy when life gives you lemons. Just so many lemons. Listen, you can hear the cold in my voice, yeah? I never get sick. I'm hardly ever unwell. And I would turn the car off so you don't hear the buzzing, but it is 30 Celsius centigrade outside, okay? In hot Australian summer. So that's not going to happen. But you're here for my message, not for my sound, not for my location, and not even for my face. That is why makeup is not on it. But we are here and we're actually going to talk because, look, I try and meet expectations when I know the true core audience and who you really are is exactly who I am. We have a vibe and we have a flow, and that is you need to hear this message right now because I need to hear it. January has lasted for 57 days. It is now, the 3rd of February, but we had 57th of January. It was the longest month ever, whole world. I don't know how that happened, but it's almost like I need some chapstick. I need, some glycolic acid on my face. I need to reset everything. And I got this most beautiful Smithson journal, this beautiful red snaky journal in order to be like, yes, the new year is the snake. And that is truly the new year for me, the new year, the Lunar New Year Chinese snake. I'm doing it again at the start of February, okay? I'm looking at my notes as always because I've written down 10 points about all those questions that you have asked. What if I'm going through a divorce? What if I'm at a time in my life where I'm not feeling my best? What if I'm, mid weight loss journey or weight gain journey, whatever it is your flow? What if I'm in a health crisis? What if this, what if that? And you're there, jabba about your feminine energy, make him treat you like this, make him treat you like that. And I'm here trying to survive, Margarita. I'm trying to survive. But guess what, ladies and germs? I'm trying to survive. I don't know what January's been. I feel 2025 energy is on fire. We are going to get stuff done. We are going to crush it, but we're going to crush it chaotically, okay? Because everything is happening. I've launched Become Her 3. It's the last time it's going to launch. I'm building a community. I'll tell you about that another time. This is not the time for it, but, I will put it in the description box if you want to join. It's a community where I'm going to do Q&As and actual conversations. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. My baby's 1 year old. I'm ready. And I'm ready to have this rambling chat with you. I want to bring you the things that you love, but I also, I want to do this for me. I heard you. I know a lot of you don't like on YouTube the guest interviews. A lot of you do on audio. So I'm going to figure it out. Let me figure it out, okay? Samantha, please. But in the meantime, I want you to know that everybody goes through ebbs and flows when it comes to chaotic lives, yeah? I've never had such a chaotic period in my life. I'm building a house. My management wants me to go to America to do interviews and, promote what I'm doing and all this stuff. And I'm like, listen, it's a lot. I'm launching, I'm building the book, everything is going on. And I've got 2 children. And I know how you feel. And I know how you feel not only because this season's so busy for me. I know how you feel because I've been in times where my life was a cluster fluff in ways that weren't positive. I said to my friend, she goes, I don't know how you do it. And I said, do what? I do this through gratitude because I am acutely aware of how damn lucky I am. Every hardship I have at the moment is a lucky one. Oh no, she gets to put her healthy children to bed. It's so difficult to solo parent because her husband is, out building their house and working. Like all those things are positive. They're not easy necessarily, but they're positive, yeah? People actually go, and my car started, thank you. People actually going through hardships, okay? Through which I have also gone through. If you've read my book, you know them. You don't know all of them, some of them. Some of them I would never probably speak on because irrelevant and it involves people that probably, it's in the past. But I want you to know that point number 1 about being in your feminine energy and in your softness, in which I am not talking at the moment. I'm talking in a very animated, energetic way, because I've just been in my masculine, because I've got a cold, I've got this, I've got that. I'm pushing at every cylinder, but I am going to tell this information to you as much as I am to myself. But this one you got to understand. Number one, acknowledge that life won't always be soft, and that is okay. I know some of you write down the points down in my comments, so person that does that, go ahead. Number one, acknowledge that life won't always be soft, and that is okay. The misconception about feminine energy is that it's always got to be soft. It's got to be, I'm going to turn off the car to really home in the point. It's always got to be soft. It's always got to be flowing. It's always got to be whimsical. We're always got to be baking sourdough. We're always got to be flying with the fairies. Piss off. That's not the reality. Feminine energy is not perfect. You understand that the concept of feminine energy, feminine and masculine, means being of this world. The masculine and feminine energies are of this world. Feminine energy involves hardships like being a mum, or, birthing your children, or loss, or it's all a part of it. It's not airy-fairy, Instagram curated feed. That's not what feminine energy is, okay? It's about how you navigate through imperfection. It is about how you carry through your life. Yes, I understand you're going through a divorce. Yes, I understand it was not fair that he hasn't texted you back and he's left you. I understand. But how you move through it with grace is feminine energy. Have you ever watched that movie Chocolat with Johnny Depp? That woman, how she moves from town to town with her kid. She's full of feminine energy. There is something about her that is magnetic and dynamic and beautiful. And I need to turn my car on again because it's 30 degrees outside and we cannot live like this. But there is something that is just main character energy about how she lives her life. It is insanely beautiful, inspiring, gorgeous, stunning, all those things. It is not about having the perfect life. There is something almost like exciting about having to build from nothingness. Sometimes when the phoenix crashes, you know that the next part is it rising, and that is the essence of feminine energy. You don't have to be in a high vibe, yes queen, yes girl, go off mode constantly. No, it's about authenticity, softness, patience. I put my daughter down. She was up 3 hours at night. I get hardly any sleep at the moment. I don't know what those raccoons are on. Like, they're trying to murder me through sleeplessness, right? But the point is that when I'm putting my son to bed, it's about stopping. And in that moment, I know he wants me to sing to him for an hour, and I've got blocked nose and I can't breathe, and I'm about to suffocate through the fact that I can't breathe, but I'm singing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Understanding that I'm wanted by somebody. I'm needed and I'm loved, and these are my children. And they are amazing. And that is the essence, truly, of feminine energy and stopping in the moment, okay? Knowing that it's sometimes it's a mess. Sometimes it's a mess. But that's okay. Number 2, releasing the guilt of not feeling the best. So many women feel like they're failing if their hair isn't done, their thing isn't this, she's not slay queen. You understand that advertising is trying to sell you an image. You understand that advertising is trying to sell you an image of how your hair should be shiny, your butt should be high, your this should be that, your delts should be. Please, stop. We're human. You get this one lovely, beautiful life that is just to be cherished and worshipped truly once. It happens once that you're born. The chances of you being born as you are just so, it gives me the chills, like goosebumps when I think about it. You have to have a reverence for your existence. Trying to find balance and all this BS that you're fed, and you do this, do that, go Pilates. Stop. Feminine energy isn't about beauty and ease. It's about allowing yourself to rest, heal, and being able to be in the stillness of life and bringing peace to yourself. Because masculine is about being driven and forward. Feminine is about the opposite of that. And that is what I'm trying to remind myself, because this is truly the most exciting time of my life. I am so needed by my business, by you, by my children, by my partner, yucky word, strange word, husband. The reason I say partner is a key word because, like, you have a business partner, you have a life partner. Like, partner is just like a bleh word. Like, let's be more descriptive. Number 3, prioritizing micro moments of softness. You have to, when everything feels so chaotic and so diabolical, prioritize micro moments. When life is chaotic, you don't need a full skincare routine every day. You need small moments of softness. For example, drink your tea slowly, light a candle, choose one small action to nourish yourself daily. And what I mean by that, my son talks 100 times a minute, a second, almost. I used to just rush through the day, always trying to attend to him, attend to my emails, this and that. In the morning, I now make that effort. I know, shocker, to just make a cup of coffee and be like, mommy will be there in a second, baby. Yeah, baby. And enjoy it. Anchor those small moments, those small rituals. Do those acts of softness that will, I call them anchors. They will anchor you into who you are in your feminine energy, okay? Next, fight or flight mode. You need to shift out of fight or flight. And a lot of us are living there. A lot of us are living there because a lot of us were told that we are equal to men, yet we do a lot more than men, right? We're equal because now we can work where they work, we can do what they do, but somehow we've ended up with doing a lot more than they do. How? I don't know. And if you're a man in the comments and you're about to tell me, no, we do more, I understand you do more. You're working in the mines. I understand. I really empathize with you, Jacob. But what I'm talking about is on the domestic, everyday level for the women that are listening to this. The mental load. The amount we've taken on. And understanding that in these chaotic moments that you can, you can, what is that word? Delegate. But we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about first is shifting out of fight or flight. It's intense, right? Stress of everyday life, of what we put ourselves under because we got told that we can do it all by ourselves with no help, creates masculine survival mode, overthinking, pushing through, because we live where, ladies and gents? In a masculine world built for men. So we are living the male way. So if we are succeeding in this world, it is masculine. My business, despite it being about feminine energy, runs in a masculine way. So to reset into softness, gentle movement, deep breath, slowed down speech, and let yourself receive in small ways. If someone's offering your help to help them, if someone's offering to help you, take it. Even on 2 days a week, I have somebody help me with my children so that I can make content, not children, one of my children, so I can make content and be with my other child, right? Even then, I try and help the nanny be there despite paying for her services. We cannot delegate. We can't. As women, we're just always on, and that's such a masculine thing to do. Understand that motherhood and everything that we're doing and every way that we're juggling is in a masculine mode. So if anyone ever offers you help, say yes. Number 5, staying feminine when you are low on money, time, or energy. This sounds tricky, but truly, you don't need luxury spa days to be feminine. Like I said, feminine is an energy. It's an experience, a mortal, energetic experience. And you can still embody it if you choose. But if you want to do the glow up habits, there are feminine energy glow up habits. That means just looking after yourself that don't cost anything. Hydration. Margarita, I'm talking to you. Good posture. For the prawn in the back, prawning over her laptop. You are a prowling predator-like cat. You are not a succubus prawn on the bottom of the floor bed of the ocean, okay? Mindful breathing, choosing softness over reactivity. If you imagine some kind of tribal woman, whichever tribe you're imagining, be it Africa, be it Scandinavia, be it Celtic, whatever tribal woman you connect with, she's sitting there. She's not crouching over like a prawn, nor does she have lots of time, money, or resources, because we could die at any point, in tribal living back in the day, okay? You die from a toothache. But if you imagine her, there's some prowess to her body. If you don't have time, money, or energy, practice the way you walk and in your posture, embodying that feminine warrior woman. Because sometimes the feminine means being a warrior. And if you're in a divorce or if you're going through a shit time, then it's time for that warrior queen to come out. If you've got my journal, that's one of the archetypes, is that warrior, that hunter. It's not, oh my God, braid my hair. No. So it's not just softness. Being a woman, forget feminine energy, being a woman means sometimes being very assertive. Today I had to get my son. He was standing behind a gate in a certain club that he went to, and there was nowhere to pick him up, and he's standing outside the gate, and I had to chuck my car quickly in a safe area, but you're not allowed to stand there for a long time. Put my car there. He's about to come out the gate, and then Karen comes. Excuse me, you're not allowed to park there. I go, yeah, I'm just getting him literally 1 second. I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna. No, I'm reporting you. To who? Report yourself to God, woman. Report yourself for not having a life and being here in my business. Anyway, I get him, I put him in my car. The point being is that you need to stay valid to yourself, okay? To who you are. A woman is also a mother, and you know if you mess with a mother bear, you will not have a face for a very long time. I'm getting my child. He's standing behind the gate, Karen. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care what you're saying. I don't care who you are. Where I'm parking is questionable, and it's not up to you to decide. It's not dangerous. Maybe I can park here. Have you read all the road rules? Piss off. Anyway. So it's not always about flowers in the hair. Number 6, the power of leaning into intuition over control. This one's a deep one. Control and trying to control people around you really puts you into masculine energy, to pushing and driving, and makes you a very ugly woman. I said it. It makes you an ugly woman. It makes you very unattractive when you try and control him. Men in your life, it makes you exhausted when you try and control everyone. And I know they're going to do everything wrong, but you need to let people be wrong and live their own lives. You are not the god of everything. When life feels out of control, leaning into feminine energy and surrendering and not forcing is the key. The whole concept of feminine energy is about surrender. And the whole reason I learned about it and leaned into it is because I come from a very anxious attachment style. And it only healed me when I decided to act secure before I became it. And not only that, but I learned about feminine energy, and I just said, let people do what they want to do. I'd rather find out who you are quicker rather than later, sooner rather than later. I don't want to manufacture a world around me that isn't real, that doesn't exist, because I want to control you to the point where I don't get hurt because I tell you exactly what to do, and you go around like a dog on a leash doing what I want you to do because God forbid you're going to hurt me. No, you be you, and I will be the judge of whether I want you to be in my life or not. Surrendering to life and surrendering to the reality of people is the key to feminine energy. Burnt out, not burnt out. Hardship, not no hardship. That's the power of feminine energy. It's not about being a fairy in a garden, okay? Ask yourself, if I trusted life more instead of trying to control everything, what would my life look like? Your mantra after this video is, I trust myself to make the right decision. I trust myself. I trust myself. It's a really hard curve to learn. Number 7, the art of receiving even in hard times. Sometimes when life is hard, we get, and I guess it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, sometimes I see the people who need the most help are the most resistant to receiving it. Like I said, with my nanny or people who help me, I will stride through and do everything myself. Many women struggle with receiving. They don't want to receive help, kindness, offers of gestures, compliments even. If you are in that state, learn to see yourself as a creature that is wonderful and that deserves help. And if anything, seeing your inner child is really important. I go into it in my book, The New Rules. When you see yourself through the lens of somebody that is your inner child, and you do the exercise of returning to yourself when you were a child and becoming the adult who could help you, it's a really endearing process. You might not like yourself as an adult, but that inner you who's a child really deserves everything and more. Let someone hold the door for you. Accept help with no guilt, and don't apologize constantly, because that's killing your feminine energy. Number 8, using beauty and rituals to reconnect to yourself. Rituals and routines and beauty routines aren't just used by women throughout history and time in order to beautify themselves. It is also in order to worship at the altar of feminine energy, which is you. Goddesses have rituals, they have routines, and the way to anchor yourself into feminine energy is through these rituals. Things like brow wax, tinted lip balm even, or soft fabric, cozy textures, even if you're in a part of life where you don't enjoy your body. And I'll go into it more, how my mindset shift has allowed me to be in a body that I am comfortable with, and for a long time I wasn't, and weight loss and muscle building and all that stuff, but we'll go into it. You still need to push through and to put soft fabrics on yourself, put in jewelry you like, even if you are not in the place where you look like you want to look, okay? Understand, this is number 9, that rest is productive. I'm talking to myself right now. Understand that rest is productive. No, it's not. Understand that rest is productive. Masculine conditioning says that you are lazy if you don't produce. You are not lazy if you don't produce. Feminine creates, it doesn't produce, okay? And if creativity doesn't flow today, then it's not flowing today, then we're not creating anything. Truly, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. The masculine paradigm, they don't have hormonal shifts like us. They don't follow the lunar cycle. They have the same hormones every day, unless something else is going on with them, but that's not the usual. The working world, the 9 to 5 is built for men because every day they can perform 9 to 5 and then they take a 2-day break. We can't function like that. No, we can't. No, we can't, Samantha. You are not lazy if you rest. You're in tune with your body if you rest. Feminine energy says my body and my mind thrive when I honor my cycle and when I follow my cycle. Dr. Mindy Peltz talks a lot about this. Resting when needed actually allows you to glow up. I feel fully burnt out right now, me, personally. I don't feel burnt out in life. I feel like I'm about to get on track. For me, it was the Christmas period and having my son home, who is a high energy dog. You know how there's dogs that are different, like bulldogs and terriers. My son's like a high energy, high emotion terrier. So, yeah, my mum was also here visiting. Like, I'm so fulfilled when it comes to love, but also burnt out. But if I rest, I'll be fine. And I know that accurately. Number 10, self-compassion as the ultimate energy hack. So self-compassion is the ultimate energy hack. You don't have to be perfect, feminine, radiant, sexy, amazing. The more you soften towards yourself, the more you understand and revere your humanity, your beauty. Let me just talk to you for a minute. I'm just going to even close my notes because I've had enough of you people who are mothers who talk about, oh, I'm just a mum, I'm just a stay-at-home mum, I'm just a... How dare you, first of all, say that? You've literally created human life. Thank you, car, for turning off while I say this. You've literally created human life with what is your body, and you have the audacity to say things like, oh, I don't contribute 50%, oh, I don't this, I don't that. It is the most biggest travesty in the entire world, that perhaps the most important thing, and that is giving someone life. If men could give people life, they would walk around like God. They would walk around like God. The closest thing to God is a woman, because God and you can make life. Yeah? You need to respect it. You need to revere it. This one life you have. Stop trying to produce things, which is something taught to us by the Industrial Revolution, that every person's only useful if they produce something. Production. It's a factory mindset. And it's good to get women working, because it's good to make women work, because then it's a bigger workforce, and I love that. I love to work. I think about my podcast and everything I'm doing a lot, but that's a passion, it's a creativity that I have. But please do not feel that you are less than, or you're not doing enough by not being productive every day. Rest, rituals, and self-respect, reverence. And if you're going through a hard time where you've been made to feel like you're not the best version of yourself, like a divorce, or you, also the women who say, I've got kids, who's going to love me? Babe, he would love you, even with your husband, if your husband was still there. There is no problem with finding a man if you have babies. Do not let those male podcasts tell you this nonsense. You have value. You are high value. You are life force itself. And you've made life already. So please do not look down on yourself if you have children when it comes to dating and how you're going to date again. Ridiculous. And I'm older. How am I going to date again? Ridiculous. There's always men older than you, yeah? I joke, but you know what I mean. Anyway. Thank you for watching. If you're listening, if the audio isn't great, tough titties, we just have to move, you know? We have to be where we are. We have to do what we do. And right now, I think what I'm going to do is have 2 days of journaling. I haven't been able to write in my red snake journal. And just breathe, you know. And children are great teachers. My son at the moment is always like, Mum, watch this, watch this, watch this, because I think he sees how my mind is tuned out and it's got 100 things going on at the moment. And sometimes you just gotta, Mum, watch this, you know what I mean? I love you lots, like Jelly Tots. See you on the next one.